Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my dad's 1990 Ford F-150 Lariat Edition, and we're going to try and fix a couple of the problems that he has with this thing. Obviously this thing has some rust, but we're not going to deal with that today. Instead we're going to work on his fuel problem. You see, currently this thing is stalling and flooding itself, and it's causing it to die, and it won't start for like an hour after it dies. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try and get this thing back to running properly. So as I said, this thing has some fuel problems, and it is a 1990, so it's 30 years old, so it could be just about anything. So what I'm going to start with doing is first off going to check to make sure that all of the spark plug wires are going to the correct cylinder and spark plug. And then when I'm done with that, I will probably end up checking for any codes, which I'll show you how to do that. That'd be an OBD1 sensor check, and then after that, we'll probably end up checking the fuel pressure sensor, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so what I've concluded here is that with the clip thing will say EEC test, alright? So you'll pull these guys out of that, and from what I've concluded through YouTube as well as the Google, you need to plug a wire into that port right there and into this guy. And then what will happen is when you plug that, supposedly, you come in, you'll turn the key on once that is done, and there'll be a check engine light, and it will blink, and however many times it blinks, it will become your, whatever the code is. Okay, so I'm here in the truck. I got my phone out so I can type in whatever comes up. So I'm just going to turn the truck on now. I'm not going to start it, I'm just going to put in the key in the on position. I'm going to check for the check engine light. Alright, so it was throwing a couple different codes, and the one that we think that's our problem is it was saying that the throttle positioning sensor was not working correctly. So it's right down here. So I'm gonna take that off, and I'm gonna replace it with this new one here, and hopefully we can do it before the rain comes back. So I guess I need to get to work. Alright, so it's the next day. We've let the gasket maker dry, and we've checked some things over, and now we're ready to start this thing up. Go ahead. It's idling pretty good. Looks like it's acting, right? So what do you think?
We'll give it a try.
Exhaust just fall off. Oh! Hey! Our tire fell off. Ha! Ha! Our spare tire fell down. Alright guys, let me fill you in on what just happened. So, as we were hard accelerating down the road right there, as you just saw, we started hearing a scraping sound, and the spare tire carrier just dropped, and the exhaust fell, not the exhaust, the tire fell out of off of the truck. So now it's going to have to be completely taken back off, because it fell off the bolt and I can't get it to stay on there. So I'm going to have to take that back off. But then, we got onto this road in front of my house and we're getting ready to put it in the driveway, and it died, and we had to push it to where it sits now. It is now sitting right there, just barely off the road. So we're gonna have to figure out what happened. It definitely flooded itself again. It could have been because our air idle control thing, we unplugged it, so I wouldn't have gotten facefuls of exhaust while I was putting the tire back underneath the truck earlier. So it might have been because that wasn't hooked up and it wasn't regulating the throttle, the idle correctly. So could have been because of that. But as of right now, it is flooded, so we will have to wait before we can start working on that again. So after that last clip that you guys just saw, we ended up replacing the map sensor as well as the engine temperature sensor. Those did not really seem to make a difference. We did change the throttle positioning sensor 2 other times, because the first time we thought we installed it wrong, and we also thought that it might have been bad, so we just replaced it. We also redid the gasket with an actual paper gasket instead of gasket maker. Unfortunately, that still did not fix our problem. Later in the week, we ended up noticing that the catalytic converter was glowing red after it was running for 30 minutes. So we ended up knocking all of the stuff inside the catalytic converter out, and instead of fixing the problem, it just made it louder, and it's still idling around 3,000 RPMs. So unfortunately, we do not know what is wrong with this, with the truck. So if you guys have any idea what might be wrong, make sure you leave me a comment down below. And make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon right next to it, so you'll be informed whenever I upload a new video. And if you'd like to be informed before YouTube, make sure you follow me on Instagram @DriveAndStrive.